Right, so we've learnt the clean and press and we've learnt swings. So the snatch is just basically a combination of the two movements. So in terms of bringing the weight back down from overhead position, that takes a bit of strength, and by doing more cleans where you're letting it drop from a smaller range of movement will build the strength to do more snatches. So it's probably more important to really focus on doing a lot of clean and press, and then before you know it, the snatch numbers will just basically look after themselves. So anyway, in terms of how we get the bell up there, as I say, that's your clean, which we've obviously done before. That's your swing, which again we've done before, and that's your military press. So basically say we're just trying to skip that transitional point with the snatch and just combine the two movements. So quite simply, you just give it a little bit more hip, and then that sends the bell up. So if you think, say, one clean, one swing, and then the snatch just goes all the way. So what the snatch has got that's slightly different is when you get to about this height, you've got a little bit of a pull. So the idea is sort of the best way of thinking about doing a snatch is think about that imagine you're doing it inside a foam box, so quite a small space. So the thing is, if you come around with a straight arm, what will happen, the bell will flip over and it will crack you on the back of the wrist, which is really quite uncomfortable. So what we want to try and do is when we get to about here, a small pull, and then you thread your hand inside. Okay? So say that pull is happening around about there. And in terms of how we release it, you want to try and turn your palm inwards and then rotate your fingers down to get the bell to fall out of your fingers. So I'll show you from the side. So it's a little turn and then back up. So again, it's just a little, so point your fingers down and just try and turn your wrists over to get the bell to release. And as I say, on the way up, there's a little pull which happens about here. But as I say, your key to doing good snatches is by practicing clean and press a lot. Because obviously what it will do is you get the shoulder strength and the stability, and also again that same shoulder strength you need to control the weight on the way down by doing sort of high repetition cleans where the weight's not falling as far, but you can really work on trying to keep the shoulder pulled back. But you've got to take a little while to actually build the strength to then be able to control the bell, which is falling faster from higher up. So another thing to think about in terms of either when you're doing cleans or when you're doing the snatches is how you release it. So there's with a clean, a good way of trying to think about it is try and actually just basically bend your wrist that way, and then what you try and do is you're trying to get the bell to miss this part of your hand. So as you turn it, you try and grip it in your fingers here before it's fallen. Because the thing is, the further it's fallen, the faster it travels. And what you've got to try and do is get it in your grip quite early. So I'll show you again. So from there, from that top, you want to just try and turn your wrist in and try and control the rate that it descends in this first part. So you try and make it fall nice and slowly. So just turn your wrist in. But again, a good way of practicing it is practice more cleans, because it's easier and kinder on the palms of your wrist to practice it from a small action. So yeah, the key to really doing good snatches is practicing the clean and press a lot. Okay, right, have some practice and we'll see you soon.